Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone's Classic Who Zone Timelash. Nice to have you all here. Hope to find you all well. And should be an interesting one, have to be honest. This story is a mixed bag for fans. So it'll be interesting to see what our panel has to say about it. So, without further ado, I will start sending the panel their emails. I probably should have sent them before, but I wanted to take me time tonight, no rushing about, and relax. And emails are being sent out, guys, as we speak. So, as you get them, just pop in. Let me know what you think of the story in the chat, guys, while we're waiting on the panel to come in. Let me know what you think of this story. And if you are going to watch it tonight, then let me know if your opinions change. It'll be interesting to see if everybody's opinions will be the same or will they be different. So as I said, I'm sending out the emails. So just keep an eye on your email, folks. You know who you are. I can hear already. We're getting somewhere, so that's good. That's good. Yep. We're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. Panel starting to fill in. All right. We're nearly there, folks. Yeah, I think I'm sending the right email. Bear with me. I will start bringing on our guests now. Anyway, right, let's bring our guests on. We'll be waiting on the rest of them. But we've got Problem Being joining us tonight. Hold on, I just want to get the right setup. There we go. Hey, Lee.
Hello. I can see that the sense of excitement is palpable in the chat there. Everyone's raring to go for this classic of all classics. It's going to be fantastic.
Right, yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Let's bring on Charlotte next.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Hello, Charlotte. Are you not excited?
No.
Yes,
no.
she's so excited. She is not excited. There you are, marvelous.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. Yes. I'm watching it now as we go along. I have to watch it on BritBox, so I'm gonna be obviously muting. I'll have to mute the sound because you probably hear the sound coming through. So yeah, I'll give me thoughts as we go along and I'll mute it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because this is not really a fan's favorite. Do you like the Colin Baker in the background?
Fabulous.
That's really cool. That is lovely.
Disco Baker. Love it.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Right, we've got Alpha Omega here as well, and we're just waiting on there he is, Real Super Doctor. He's here. So we've got our panel. Yay, there we go. And Colin Baker's in the background smiling at us now for the whole stream. There he is, go.
Take it, everybody.
There you go. Have I forgotten anybody else, actually? Just let me know in the chat.
Is Rabbi joining us?
No.
Oh.
Excited?
Yeah.
I think Lee's going to be like a hyper child and the rest of us are just going to grin and bear it, I've got a feeling, with this episode.
Oh, come on. You've got Paul Darrow. You've got white sets. You've got stuff. You got melty face. I mean, it's amazing.
Stuff. I love this.
Yes.
Even the fella who's like raring to go has to say stuff.
It's too exciting.
So it's all Lee's fault.
Yeah,
Well, you chose it.
we'll be going
What?
through
What?
all the classic doctors as we do. So we're on Colin Baker now. So it's Sylvester McCoy obviously next, and then it's obviously back to William Hartnell, and then back up again. That's how we do it on classic. And then we do New Who on Sundays as well. So yeah,
Numan in the chat asked me, why is your avatar a Yahtzee? It's not a Yahtzee. It's a 1914 to 1918, I think 1917 German soldier, and it's me on the set of Warhorse. There you go.
Warhorse.
Yeah, so it's pre Yahtzee.
I see. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go in, and because I have to watch this on it's on BritBox, isn't it?
Aye.
Should be if it's classic, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm watching it on BritBox.
Right, grand. So myself and Lee will be both watching it on BritBox. So
And you two will at least be in the same time slot.
Yeah,
The rest of us will be
exactly.
different.
exactly. Yeah, that always seems to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Well, I don't have DVDs, so I'm always separate from everybody.
Oh, hello is there now. Oh, nice one.
Excellent.
Oh,
And Grange Hill, they got all the
bloody love it. Love that show. I grew up with that show as a kid, man. We used to watch it. It was on every Saturday nights, man, on BBC and ITV, man. You couldn't beat it back in the day.
Yeah,
Couldn't
I
you,
used to
man?
get so excited when LOLO started.
I know, brilliant show. It wouldn't fly today, though, obviously, but
it went on longer than the war, which is it should have ended. I think it should have had a 4-year run, and that should have been it.
I know, but still, it was
because it just got really silly as it went along. But
it did.
First few series were brilliant.
Yeah, no, it did. I agree with you. The quality kind of dipped. Yeah, it was like they kind of all lost interest in after a while, but still,
it became
it's
a bit
one
like
of
a
those. It's one of those classics, isn't it? Though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, man. TV back in the day, Jesus, man.
Oh, we were spoiled.
Oh,
TV was alright back in the day.
Yeah, it was entertaining. It was like light entertainment, and it, a bit risque. No one was afraid to laugh at silly things, and no one was offended. Amazingly, it was.
I don't know. Everybody's It's just it annoys me now how get over yourselves. It's like. That was the comedy back then. If you don't like it, fair enough. You don't like it, but don't ruin it for everybody else. That's the
something
problem.
else.
BBC can't even do. What did you say? What was it you said the last time that they?
The BBC are producing 40% less comedy than they used to. Probably, and most likely, the reason being that they don't want to offend people. Because we know woke comedy just simply is not funny, and that's it.
Can you hear me now? Am I back?
I was going to say you popped back, Alpha.
Sorry, the BritBox is a bit slow here, so just bear with me, will you? For some weird reason. See, Cheryl is watching her show in the bedroom, and I'm streaming as well, so it's not bloody helping. Hold on. We need one of those, not one of those boosters that you can buy now.
Oh yeah, so multiple people can watch stuff.
Yeah, they're legal, but they're very expensive. If you want the best one, you have to pay. You have to pay the right bucks, don't you? But yeah, all these internet companies, they promise you high speed broadband, yeah. Then you get it, and it's not so high speed.
Mine's brilliant. Sky, I'm with Sky, and they're really good. Yeah, but I've got fiber, so It works. You don't get. It doesn't stop when it rains.
Which in Britain is a very good thing.
Yes.
Where the hell is Bleeding Timelash?
It's season 22.
Yeah, that's.
You have to scroll along. Yeah, that's the annoying thing about BritBox. They used to have a really nice Doctor Who thing. You could click on the Doctor, and it would take you to all the different seasons. And now it's just like they've just got rid of that, apparently to make more space for things.
Right.
And now they've just got S1, S2, S3, S1. It's just all in a line. You have to scroll along. It's got no indicator of what's in that season, so you have to use your memory. It's just like, oh, yeah, it's a bit shitty now. It's a shame because it was so much nicer. You just click on the Doctor and it will take you to all the seasons and have all the pictures. They scuppered that. It's just, yeah, a shame. Shame they did that.
It's telling me it's having issues playing the video. Hold on, give me a second.
Gold.
Maybe that's a warning.
I was going to say, Sudoku, we haven't skipped. We got confused a bit because we ended up watching a Baker episode when it's supposed to be Troughton. But we've not skipped several Doctors.
No.
No, that makes sense because that means then by process we've skipped Pertwee, haven't we? Because you've jumped to Tom when we shouldn't have.
Yeah, because that was the two Doctors, isn't it?
Right, well here it's not working. I didn't do this on purpose, but it's telling me that the video player is experiencing issues at the moment. Try again later. I've tried 3 times now.
Maybe it's because I'm watching it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're sharing an account, aren't you? So yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Okay.
That's
well
crappy.
then, doesn't matter. We'll shoot ahead anyway. There's no point of what you call it.
Why can't you go on DM?
No. It doesn't work on this Chromebook, man. Leave it. It's all good. It's grand. I'll just host. It'll be great just listening to your reactions. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Do the countdown there and we'll get this show on the road.
Pants.
He
Listen,
never wanted to
it's
watch
grand,
it.
man. Look, bumps in the road all the time. It doesn't matter.
Well, maybe once I started, you can play along. I don't know.
No, go on. Just go. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Jesus.
Right.
Come on, let's do it, right? I'll do the countdown.
He's just trying to get out of this.
Right? I'm not trying to get out of it, right? But here we go. Is everybody in the chat? Is everybody in the chat ready?
Oh, I can't
just
watch
about.
it.
If he's ready, please press 1. I know everybody on the panel is ready.
It's ready.
I don't know. Someone must really love me because that is just fate.
It's a bit of a blessing for you, mate, isn't it?
A bit in disguise. Yeah.
What a coincidence.
No,
Works
it's
every
not.
other time.
You want me to screen share and show you, prove it to you? Because I will. You know I will.
I know we supposed to. You were having a laugh.
Right. Are you ready, though?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding.
These things happen. It's all good.
Try playing now, see if it works.
Right. I will just to satisfy you. Okay.
Legal, if you can watch this, Lee's going to make you watch it, basically.
You think I'm...
CTAR this time says controversial, guys, but I don't hate this story. Yes.
Good man. It's at least someone out there likes it.
Yeah.
2 people.
Well, the story has problems. I mean, the sets and some model shots, they're just absolutely fake looking. It's just obvious.
Right, let's see if I can actually do this. And then you can give me a time stack. Tell me how many minutes you're in, Lee, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? Seriously, if I can get it, I will play it, right? Because it will be...
Yeah, because it's a shame, because I think the idea of an incarnation, like a couple of incarnations forward, going back to somewhere where a previous one has gone, I think that is a really good idea. It's just it's been done horribly in this story.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a better story with that premise, I think it would work very well. Because it's sort of, he mentions now and again, oh, I've been here before, and there's that bit with the picture, but that's about it. What the
Yeah.
actual use in the story is of the fact that we'd been here before. And once again, Perry, why'd you stay with him?
Yeah, that's a no-go on that one, Lee, again. So, like, yeah,
Well, sorry about that.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll just chill. I'll just chill. I'll read out some of the comments. And if
See
anybody,
if a different episode plays.
no, I'm not gonna waste my time on trying to do a different episode.
At
Just
least
leave
we'll know.
it as a
We'll know
word,
that's the
man.
reason.
Listen, if anybody in the chat has any little trivia or anything, let me know. Actually, that's what I'll do. I'll be on my phone and I'll check some for
Okay.
some fun trivia.
There we go.
Okay, there, right. So it's not all completely bust. You enjoy it. Come on, it's cool.
Yeah, and also, you guys are probably going to hate me. Who's Paul Darrow in this?
Malin Tucker.
Tucker. Yeah.
What the baddie?
Yeah. Well, kind of sort of the body. He's just a kind of servant to the Borad.
The guy who literally, if he didn't have a mustache and he was twirling it 24/7, it would, him. Okay.
Right, let's see.
And it turns out that Dennis Carey is in this video, in this series as well. He also plays Professor Chronotis in Shada.
Yeah.
And yes, Sudoku, the whole Perry and this doctor, this is where all the weirdos get their ammo from.
Yeah.
Did you just say shit? It's like shit.
Oh, that's a really poor model shot.
Oh, you're behind.
Here's something about Paul Darrow based his performance on Laurence Olivier's performance as Richard III, 1955.
The tunnel effect is a bit disco, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's groovy, man.
This story was broadcast in 4 25-minute episodes in the US, Australia, and New Zealand.
Mm. Yeah, this is the 45-minute two episode story.
Right, listen to this. This is a bit of juicy bit of gossip. Producer JNT was unhappy with Paul Darrow's performance at the time. However, Darrow claims Nathan Turner praised it later, telling him he had made the most of a bad script in retrospect.
Well, he hammed it up, you know.
Yes,
he had
that's
fun
what I'm
with
going to
it.
say. That character was very to me watching it. I was like, he's chewing every bit of scenery.
Yeah, that's Paul Darrow. If you've watched Blake 7, he is the best character ever written on TV.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I would agree with that assessment, definitely. He's probably the best character. Actually, no, he isn't probably the best character. He is the best character in Blake 7. I do like Blake, though. But, yeah, Paul Darrow's performance in Blake 7.
Yeah, fantastic.
Unbelievable. This episode was watched by 6.7 million viewers on its original transmission. So, yeah, we're getting near Jodie Whittaker numbers now.
Yeah, it's still better.
So, is this second? What series is this of Baker in the Park? Is it first series, second
His
series?
first series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pre trial.
Actually, yeah, because his kills aren't as crazy.
Yeah, and you still got the original Tom Baker, Peter Davison music.
Yeah.
The Borad.
Thank you, Borat. How are you today? I mean, their voices are absolutely hilarious. They're supposed to be actually androids or robots.
I was going to say, I was going to ask if these were people or robots, the ones that have like beekeeper things on their head.
Well, they're actually robots and
Right, I couldn't work out
Can
what
I-
it was. I was trying.
blue synthetic skin. That's
All I'll say is by reading this trivia, right? If you guys read this trivia, I don't know how this story even made it on the screen. Because listen to this. According to Colin Baker, director Pennant Roberts made no secret of his contempt for the script. Even the director, man, didn't like the script. Oh my god, this is a disaster.
Well, it's very dry, isn't it? That's what I thought at least Delta, even though I still really struggled with Delta, at
Yeah.
least there was little bits to interest me. Like with this one, I was just sort of sat there watching it going like, can something happen, please? Can something happen, please?
Da, da, da. That bloody wig.
Right, listen, according to Paul Darrow on the DVD commentary, Neil Hallett was unable to understand the story at all. Right, listen, right. If this was done, obviously some people like this because they can understand what they tried to do, right? Could they do this story today and improve? Well, obviously they'd improve on it, but I mean, do you think they could do it right now? Do you think this story may have been ahead of its time and that's why it kind of didn't work, or was it just purely a bad script?
Well, I think it is a kind of bad script, but I think it's got good ideas in it as well. But if you look at it that way, I mean, it could have been ahead of its time. I mean, with budget constraints and all that. I mean, they would look at the script and they would think, oh, we need that extra money for this. We need to create more sets. We need to get actors that kind of look like actors from the past in this, like H.G. Wells. I mean, it just came off unconvincing and ridiculous and naff. I suppose it could be fixed.
Well, I think also just maybe because everything's so pale as well. Like just for your eye, this is not an easy one to watch.
Beige and grey.
Yeah, everything's beige or white, or that's why when they go back in time, that actually pops out that bit because it's colour. When we meet Humphrey, it's like I was like, oh, I'm actually at least there's a bit of nice colour now, and obviously it's a set of some sort, whereas this is just like white on white on white, isn't it?
In you go.
Right, Alpha is having a few issues, but he's still with us at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been alright so far.
Yeah, I've been alright as well. There's actually something sinister to this. I mean, here you have a kind of higher up hierarchy, corrupt dictatorship, and you have this leader who calls himself the Borad, who appears on the screen as this kind of old, friendly gentleman. And behind the scenes, he's this kind of horrible, distorted mutant. I mean, there are good points to this. It's not all bad, but just the way it's turned out and the lack of confidence in this.
The director was also worried about the way the Doctor's relationship was generally mean-spirited. So the Eric obviously softened their dialogue as a result. There seems to be a lot. Yeah, looking at this trivia, there's
I look at the Timelash thing. It's got Christmas tinsel in it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's not
just
much
silver
better.
tinsel. See it?
Yeah, it's not much better when they go in as well.
It's like a young Christian Bale, that guy, isn't he?
The serial was released by BBC on video cassette in the UK in January 1998.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, I bought the videotape
Why,
of it.
why would you put yourself through that?
Oh.
It's a classic.
Well, by the sounds of all this trivia, it was a classic pain in the ass.
Throw them into the Christmas tinsel.
Seriously, it doesn't
Pyramid
look
of
like
hell.
anybody had any fun on it whatsoever.
Hey. There's Dennis Carey. They'll bow to him.
Yeah, that was really like, he can't see me.
Yeah.
I want some answers.
I mean, he's sticking wires in your mouth as well.
Sorry?
He's sticking wires in his mouth, Colin Baker's
Yeah.
doctor.
Well,
I mean,
that's bravery.
I don't know.
Yeah, I understand quite a few people have said, oh, he's a lot better on Big Finish, but it's I'll never understand why they went this direction with the Doctor for this era. I will never understand that.
well, it was supposed to be that the Doctor came out unstable after his regeneration, and they want to make a strong contrast from Peter Davison. And Colin Baker wanted to make the Doctor more unlikable and more to the kind of the grumpiness of William Hartnell's Doctor. And you can see that in his performances, but I don't think it works at all. I think it just comes off as that
I think
brash and nasty.
Do you know what it is though? I know what he tried to do. He's Doctor. You're right. He tried to kind of not copy Hartnell, but he wanted to kind of add that into his version of the Doctor. But I think he overdone it. I think it was just too.
See, I don't see Hartnell, because for me, Hartnell, I think there's a difference between grumpy, like, which I would use that term at times with Hartnell.
Yeah.
But with Colin, it literally comes across as
Malicious.
mean and ego spirit, ego like, and those are two very different things. So he could have been a bit more grandfather.
With Hartnell in the beginning, he was grumpy. He was a grumpy old grandfather in the beginning, but once he had got to know his companions, the two teachers, Ian and Barbara, they kind of softened him. They kind of helped him in his character develop throughout that tenure that they had been with him.
Yeah, and maybe it's they really needed Perry to be that sort of force with him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but because that's the thing. At times it makes Perry come across a bit like a moaner, but you can't really blame her, because whenever she does say anything, he literally just dismisses her.
Well, it's nerve-wracking for her, because she's gone from this sort of caring, gentle soul of Peter Davison's Doctor to this grumpy, egocentric maniac who tried to strangle her, and then she's trying to work out what the hell is going on. You know?
Could someone give Alpha Omega a timestamp, please?
I'm on 15:40.
And I'm on DM, so I'm not going to give a timestamp to anybody.
Okay, I think I'm right there.
Fantastic.
We cross straight and immediately to the inner sanctum.
So this part one, this episode overran by 6 minutes. Robert suggests simply shifting the cliffhanger back to Guardioli. I can never say that properly. Guardioli's attack on the rebels, inserting reaction shots to imply that Perry had been killed instead of. I won't say because we haven't got to that end. However, John JNT rejected this notion. It was decided to move some of the material involving Perry being taken to the Morlock Cave ahead to episode 2. So they actually changed.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, like with the Perry thing and the creature, it's sort of like Beauty and the Beast, isn't it? But for me, there's not enough setup to pull that off. I think that's what they were trying to do a little bit. And then they tied that into him hating his appearance at the end. But I honestly think if they would have seeded a bit more of his having that much of an aversion to looking at himself, I think it would have done a better job with the story. It just came across to me a bit rushed.
Oh dear. Busted. You look pale, Malin.
Jesus, they really didn't like this.
I think with stories like this, it was just pushing the cancellation of Doctor Who.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because I mean, the viewing figures are telling, and with Michael Grade and being the head of drama back then, I mean, the show had never stood a chance because the production
didn't
team
like it.
and everything, nobody liked it.
Yeah.
And if Michael Gray, the reason why Michael Gray didn't like Doctor Who is because it wasn't competing with the likes of Star Wars. It never had the budget, the money, the special effects. He thought it was because it was using old monsters all the time and repetitive scripts, and he thought it was boring basically, and he wanted to just get rid of it. And he didn't like Colin Baker either, so it never really stood a chance.
So it didn't stand a chance, and there's a
No.
few parallels to the situation that we're in now because
Yeah.
we have heard that Chris Chibnall has actually some contempt for the classic era, and you've actually seen it in his writing for his era. You can blatantly see he has a disregard for the classic era, but we won't get into that now. But you know what I mean? There seems to be parallels right now. Look at the ratings now. Back then, they were nosediving as well. I mean, it's startling to see that history might be repeating itself. It's mind-boggling.
Paul Darrow just did a very sort of Roman Emperor style delivery of his lines. That's so Shakespearean. I love it.
Yeah, he's very
the
theatre.
TARDIS, the seatbelts. Oh, I mean, this is just crazy.
I mean, what's worse though, this or in Star Trek when they would like do this to like just for a bumpy landing.
I love this scene. She goes traveling through the TARDIS. I think it's a really nice effect. It's really spooky. His face. Here, look.
Yeah, but I was like watching this. I was actually thinking, imagine if they used that concept of obviously you can be like stuck in this time corridor or whatever it is if you go through the Timelash, and imagine if they did it like a proper horror story. That would be good. Like that, just that little concept, and do like a proper.
Yeah, it's quite ghostly.
Ghost sort of story, and you can even do it like the beginning that you think it's ghosts, and then that's the sci-fi explanation.
I think that's a really great idea. I might have to nick that.
Timelash versus Midnight.
Midnight wins.
Oh, yes.
No, I said lash the two of them together.
Yeah.
Use the
But
two concepts for time
yeah,
lash.
maybe. But yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, God, that was a horror story that they could have done a lot easier
True.
with this idea.
They're not Doctor Who. They're not bad with the owl horror. I mean, look at kids were jumping behind the sofas, man. They know how to
Yeah.
do horror. That's the thing. Annoys me now. Like these, you get the right people in. Doctor Who will never be a Star Wars, right? It'll never be a Star Wars. So even thinking that way was stupid anyway,
Mm.
right? But this could be big. It could be
Yeah.
big. Listen, the more popular this gets, the more they get to sell it around the world, right? The more money it brings in, then they can keep upping the budget every year, right?
Yeah.
Build it up. And then once they have Doctor Who strong again, then start rolling out the extended universe, Torchwood, and then maybe bring back Class, but with a new cast completely and do it properly this time. You know, do an Ace Adventure, maybe do as Big Finish looks like they're testing the water, give an eight
Yeah.
Doctor series as well. Listen, there's huge potential in this show right now if they only made the right decisions. Right now, BBC are not making the right decisions concerning Doctor Who, and really need before they start talking about other stuff is getting the main show right, and they can do it. They really can if they have the will, and this show can go global. It really can,
I
because
wonder
sci-fi
if did,
translates in all languages all over the world. Right? People love sci-fi. It's proven, right? So just get back to its roots, even like simplify it if you have to, right?
has this story time because we know that the Doctor's been here before. Has Big Finish touched on this yet? I don't know.
I don't know because my Big Finish knowledge is very small right now. So if Daniel's in the chat, he could probably tell you.
Someone
But he
in the
might.
chat can tell us.
But I'm telling you, they don't realize what they have. I keep saying this, they really don't. All they need to do is make the right decisions, and they make the right decisions. This show can go a long, long way again. They won't even have to think about cancellation. It'll bring in so much bloody money. The BBC won't know what they'll do with it. You know what I mean? Look,
All
you
they
could
need
have
to do is have good scripts, good stories, make the Daleks a bit more superior. You know,
yes,
as they are from the Russell T Davies. They could put them in different color variants. They could make them a bit superior looking and all that. And kids will buy them. Kids will buy the toys.
I know. They need to go back to being sinister again. They
Yeah,
need to go back to being scary again.
the
But
Daleks
yeah,
need to be sinister, gruesome,
yeah,
and what they were.
yeah.
Yeah.
What Terry Nation written them out to be as a form of I don't want to say it, but they were based on the SS and the Nazis. That's what Terry Nation had
Oh yeah.
devised the Daleks as.
Yeah, sure. I've even been reading lately. Like, there's an interesting video that I came across, and they were talking about all the different Daleks that were out there, all the different designs, the different colors. You know,
Yeah,
taking ideas from Terry Nation, people coming up with the ideas for the comics and coming up with their version of the dark. Like, it was absolutely mind blowing. Listen, there's a lot they could still do with the Daleks. The Daleks have
yeah.
just become stale because they keep doing the same crap with them, and then they've over the years. I think now this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say it. Chris Chibnall has probably handled the Daleks a lot better than Moffat has so far. He has made them a little bit more sinister. Not sinister enough for me though, but he has the design aside, the dialogue and all by Nicholas Briggs spot on. I think they're written well. The Daleks definitely. It's just a pity that the Doctor that's facing them, his dialogue is not so great. But that's one thing I'll give him credit for, and that's the only thing I'll actually give him credit for, is the fact that he's kind of tried to bring them back, but they're not sinister enough for me. He needs to go right back. We need them to be evil, pure evil. That's what they are. They detest everybody. That's it. End of story. So they need to go back to that. Kids need to be watching the Daleks and jumping behind the sofa like we were when we were kids. That's how scary you need to make them. And listen, it'll be up to the parents whether they want their kids to watch it. If it's too scary for them, fair enough, right? But it's doing its job. That's what it's supposed to do. Scare the living bejesus out of us all.
There you go. You can see the inside of Colin's coat. He's got loads of little black cats on the inside of his yellow lapels. I never knew that. I didn't even notice that until now.
Little black cats.
Little black cats.
But he's got one, hasn't he, here? On the other side, it's that side, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
you can see.
But now I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Did anyone else know they had little black cats on the inside of his yellow lapel? There you go. Now you know.
No. I know fans would send him cat pins all the time. He had a whole collection of them.
Yeah. Welcome, Time Lord. I am Tekka, Malin Tekka. This is Perry, my assistant.
Who I'm going to forget for like 30, 40 minutes and then remember I have her as a companion.
God, if I were Perry, I'd slap the shit out of him.
Oh, if I was in that situation, he would have so many red marks on his face.
He'd have to regenerate.
Yes. That line which I hate from Clara would actually probably apply for once.
Isn't it weird how his doctor was so, like the way he was towards like Perry, and then you go to Sylvester McCoy's doctor and he's highly manipulative. Like it's kind of, it went from kind of one extreme to the other. Like even though he was, he was toned down, Sylvester McCoy's a bit more campy, but he was a manipulator, very good at manipulating. So it was very interesting the way they were going with the doctor. It kind of doesn't sit well with me, those traits with the doctor, though. But
well, the good thing about that period was that they
have to have them
intimating that he was much more bigger and important throughout history than we knew.
Yeah,
but it was never explicit, like the Timeless Child or anything like it. It was just kind of hinted at, that he was Merlin, that he was like a god in some way, or he turned his back on being something much greater than he was. Yeah, I like that. It adds more mystery, but it doesn't explicitly, put it out there.
Like, I'm not saying that the Doctor wouldn't have those traits. Probably would. I mean, look at Time Lord Victorious when David Tennant's Doctor went a bit gaga. There was that selfish streak as well. Oh, well, I feel cheated, so I'm gonna do what I'm gonna change history when he knows he shouldn't be doing it. Like, so I mean, they are there. The traits are there, but do I want to be seeing them in a whole series like they did with him? Nah, man. It's once or twice.
There's also a danger that that the character could mold into the Master because of that darkness, and like the Doctor is the kind of the higher form. He's the higher chakra, so to speak. He's the one that's above all the negativity, all the drama, and that's going on. And he's one to sort it all out. He's one to put the situation right. He's one to make sure everybody's okay. And in the end, that's the result. And they thank him for it, and he's surprised by it, and he thinks, "Have I done this?" And then he goes off into the TARDIS with his companion for the next journey, and he does the same thing over and over again. He saves people, and that's basically what the Doctor is.
Yeah, Alpha is having some technical
He is. It's not
difficulties.
liking him today, is it? Is it
No,
his
it's not. He
No.
says
device
he's
what he's
actually
using?
gone. He said he was actually going mad. I wouldn't blame you, mate. It just keeps bleeding, going out. But hopefully we'll get him back in.
No, for my 2 bit on that whole thing, I think I don't have an issue with some of the more manipulative traits if it's against enemies, because I think when you're so intelligent like the Doctor is, and also when you've experienced so much, it would make you at a point go, I'm gonna have to play a bit dirty because
Yeah,
my enemies do. Like, so I actually don't mind it if it's against an enemy, but I do agree when it's more with people he cares for, that's when it gets a bit more dicey and harder to sort of accept. Because
I like the fact that the Doctor can be clownish, not dressing like a clown, but he can be clownish in the presence of his enemies, which kind of makes them underrate him and think he's incompetent and all that, and he can just turn around the whole situation and defeat them.
yeah, that was Troughton and Matt, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Like
yeah.
and you can see Matt definitely got that from watching Troughton with his Doctor, but he, instead of a more clownish thing, I would say Matt's thing was more child.
Yeah.
I think the clownish aspect of the Doctor is, the way that Tom Baker used it was to disarm people, to disarm them and make them think that he was harmless, harmless fool.
Yeah.
It's really a distraction, whilst he's thinking like other plans in the back of his mind. He's sort of going, look over here, and I just think he's a fool.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's like sleight
it's a
of
great
hand,
tactic.
isn't it? They say whenever somebody tries to do sleight of hand, they don't want you to pay attention to one thing, so they distract you with another.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
kind
I
of like a
noticed
very
they were
old
trying that with Paul McGann.
It's a very Sufist
Yeah.
philosophy, actually. That if you want wisdom, you ask a fool.
I would say though, in the new run, a lot of that clownishness has been toned down though, because the Dot has become such a known entity that you can't really do that as much.
Joe Grant.
Yeah, like I said, there's some nice. This whole idea of going back after he's already been is a really good idea. It's just not explored at all.
I'm
Like,
gonna
they could have
share. I'm gonna share Alpha Omega another email just in case you can hear me, Alpha. Just to see, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with that link I sent you. So what I'll do is I'll send you another email. It's
yeah, that's a
probably
good shout. See if that helps him.
so I'll see if that helps. Yeah.
Oh, I know I'm behind you guys, but this puppet, that's the other aliens. It
Yeah.
literally looks like something like a discount Muppet.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It says it's sent. So we'll give him a second. Hopefully he comes back because he was looking for it. This was his choice.
You say that after a lot of hinting from a certain person.
We don't talk about source news during classic. Here we kind of try keep that separate. That's a different stream, but I should have some news in the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Maybe he's knocked off his internet and knocked it back on again.
Yeah, he
Sometimes
might be
that
trying to
works as
reboot his
well.
whole thing.
Yeah, reboot. It's a pain.
The girl has escaped.
Don't mind the real super doctor. He's been on the whiskey today. Money message.
No, I'm just kind of
He's
repeating.
good. He loves doing these little impressions, and we love them. We love them.
Yeah, I like doing impressions.
Can you do K9?
I think so. Affirmative, master.
Oh, that's very
That-
good.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm quite good at that as well.
Nice.
I love that. He goes with the book and he's just like, he just steps away.
I said I'm behind a bit. So are you guys now at the when he's gone back in time?
Yeah, we're at Mr. Verne's.
I'm at
No, I'm back in the
37
cave.
minutes, 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
So it's 45 minutes an episode, is it?
Yeah. As a part of their experiment, they wanted to go with a 45-minute episode for the Colin Baker.
Matthew says Dave is great at impressions. Is that
Oh no,
Dave
he is.
through time, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
I like John Leeson's K9, but I don't like the K9 in Creature from the Pit.
Yeah.
I was going to say, was it John then for New Who? Is that
Yeah,
was voiced in that
He
episode?
done. I think he done the one school reunion.
Yeah.
Or Sarah Jane Smith.
Yeah, I like School Reunion. I have a soft spot for that story.
Yeah, I think the reason why, I think the thing is with that episode, it could have just been a massive nostalgia fest, couldn't it? They could have just relied so much on the fact it was Sarah Jane coming back, but they didn't. They still wrote a really good story.
Yeah, they did. That a good concept as well.
Did I say?
And yeah, and that scene when she sees the TARDIS, like that is, there's certain scenes that will always stick with me, and that's one of them.
Seems the Borad is infatuated with Perry.
Ooh. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, a very botched version of that idea.
I love how Herbert gets to go in the time machine.
Oh, Herbert was adorable. I loved Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he kept just going like
Herbert Wells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with that was the fact that he had took all these ideas and created this time machine novel with it. That's just because it clashes with the real facts. H.G. Wells and his interpretation of the time machine.
Yeah,
I
I
read
never
all
read the
that.
book, so I can't. Or I even watched the movie, which is bad.
Yeah. The movie with Rod Taylor is very good.
Sorry, it's bad that I haven't watched it. Sorry, it sounded like I was having to go at the movie. I wasn't, so it's bad I haven't watched it. Or
The original Time Machine movie was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't mind the remake with Guy Pearce and Samantha Munger. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just I'm like you. I do prefer the original. It's brilliant, but the newer version wasn't too bad. I have to say, like, it wasn't too bad. It could have went the other way, but it didn't. It was actually an interesting story, and I have to say, like, it's the whole point of why he went back through time and then he asked the question. It was very fascinating the way they went about it. And look, I like. He's back. Alpha is back, and he has his avatar. So this
Oh, that's
could be.
good. Hopefully it works for him now.
Have we got you back?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yay!
Hey,
Good.
welcome back.
But can you hear us? Because you said we were being a bit choppy.
I think he's still a bit dodgy, but he's here, so hopefully.
I think it would have been good to have had Herbert as a companion.
Oh, he would have made it such a good one, especially because he's just so enthusiastic. Like he keeps popping up, and the
For me,
doctor
so.
keeps saying
He would
to
have been a
him,
nice foil to the Doctor, I think.
"Yeah," and the doctor
Yeah.
keeps saying, "Can you go away, please?" And he's
Maybe
just like,
maybe he would have got on well with the 5th Doctor rather than the 6th Doctor.
Yeah.
Just someone give Alpha a timestamp just in case he needs one.
"So I'm best not because
41:55.
Thank you, Lee.
I hate death. I'm put to death.
Yeah, there's a high death rate in this story as well.
Prepare the Timelash.
Ridding unwanted spirits.
You muckocephalic apostate.
It's a blue monolith.
Yeah, I like the original remake of the Time Machine, Shelley. They're two movies in their own right. The classic will always be the best, though. But I do like the new one. There was good concepts in it, and it worked for me. But the classic, there's just something.
Most people
The
depart
time
with a
machine,
scream.
the classic time machine's brilliant, but I do like the new design of the new time machine. So I wouldn't mind getting my hands on the two of them.
Yeah.
Right, we got Alpha back again.
It's like him and Super John have switched. Usually it's Super John with the weather godmother.
Yeah.
But he's actually been pretty good tonight. It's like it's Alpha's
Well, the
turn
weather's
instead.
been pretty good for a wee while now.
Yeah, it's starting to
We
get a
haven't
bit.
had snow, we haven't had wind, we haven't had rain.
It's starting to get a bit mild here now as well. So that's good. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of good weather. But there was riots in Dublin today. So yeah, we're starting to turn out like the rest of us. We've gone crazy like the rest of us. Yay!
Yeah, I think it's going to
Join the
catch
club.
on by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're sick of being kept indoors now, so people are protesting, but it got a bit dicey. And we've lost Alpha again. Alpha is really having a bad time tonight with the internet.
Yeah, that happens to me from time to time.
Oh yeah, and now and again my mic just doesn't want to work. So we all have time like this.
It's the area where I am. It's all old. It's all old connections where I am, and I don't have fibre optic broadband, but I don't think that would make a difference.
I don't have problems. Very rarely.
Which is good,
Yeah.
considering the amount of stuff you do, mate. You would probably
La-di-da.
actually go like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have had issues before where it just, the router just needs
Now
to be
he's back.
set.
Now he had issues before because his internet is perfect.
No, the only problem I have is that occasionally the router needs resetting. That's it.
Yeah, that does happen quite a lot. I wouldn't even mind. I have a Sky Q, so like we've got that broadband as well, like, so it's supposed to be super high powered, but like, yeah.
Mine works.
Yeah, yours works because where you are, okay? Over here in Ireland, they never do anything properly. They haven't laid down. Be quiet. Behave
I don't know
yourself.
how you guys are so far behind. I mean, I finished ages ago.
What, are you
I'm at
ready for the next episode?
46, 15, 60. Oh,
I don't know. Is everyone finished it?
no.
Wow.
Nope.
No, because when I went on to BritBox to look, they were at 20 bloody odd minute episodes. So have you been watching them 2 at a time?
Yeah,
What?
two at a time here on DM.
Yeah, on DM they've got one they've split it into 2 parts and they're each 50 odd something.
Is everybody in the chat finished it? Because I see Sadako is finished. Let me know who's finished in the chat. Press 1 if you're finished the episode, the part 1 already. Or the first 45-minute episode, sorry. That's weird, man. Yous are all off on yous are time, aren't yous?
Yeah, the trick is like especially if you're on BritBox, make sure that you've gone past all the BritBox stuff, and then
And
you
the
just
BBC
got
logo, yeah.
the star cluster there, and then press play on 1. I mean that.
Yeah.
No, but I'm all right to start part 2. I don't know what Super John
Oh
wants
my
to do.
god,
just so.
yeah, everybody's finished.
I'm still at 47, 33, 34,
Wow,
35.
very odd. Most odd.
That is, yeah.
You've been putting a time lash.
You have.
Yeah.
I said the title.
Well, that also made me laugh. I was like, do you think the actors had to like keep how they kept a straight face every time they had to say, "We're going to put you in the time lash,"
Time lash.
and make it sound really serious?
We're going to throw you into the time
And
lash.
the more, yeah, and it's one of those things that the more you say a word, isn't it, the more it loses any sort of, I don't know what, like impact.
You will
So by
depart
the end,
with a scream.
Right,
Have an unpleasant journey.
We'll give Alpha another minute or two to see if he comes in. Because he has been having issues, so it's just fair we wait a couple of more minutes before we start.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Have an
Unpleasant journey. Into Christmas tinfoil. Oh dear.
See, Sadaka's absolutely enjoying it. It's really heart rate. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Oh, I bet I'd love to see his face.
The eye rolls so hard he can read.
Well, this story is really gonna rate well tonight in the chat. I can tell you that. I see 10s all around.
Yeah, totes.
Right. I don't know if.
See if I can get part 2.
Yeah, see if you can get the next part now.
Yeah, I've got mine ready to go. Part 2 on daily.
And we'll give Alpha a timestamp. There's obviously like he's having serious issues. Maybe it's the weather, could be, or maybe it's an alien invasion happening where he's living.
And we're just all casually like, yeah, he'll be back.
Oh, there he is. There he is. There's no alien invasion. He's back.
Hey, yay!
Right, Alpha, can you hear us all? See, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's not a good sign, is it really?
Not a good sign. But we'll leave him in. Hopefully he comes through eventually. But we'll get part 2 underway. Is everybody ready for the next?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody in the chat is ready. I'm about to do the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can hear someone's sequence, so please just keep it low. Thank you. We've got everybody grand. Everybody is pressed one and all, and everybody is away.
Oh, he's gone again.
And we've lost
I
Alpha.
don't think we're going to have Alpha tonight.
No, well, if he's available tomorrow, I'll put him on the New Who panel.
Yeah, I think that's only fair, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he hasn't been able to. Hopefully, we might get him before the end of this, and he's able to give his rating.
8-bit Sync Boy goes, Paul Darrow is hammier than a pork pie in this. I'm not undeliberately.
Yeah, he saw the script.
Yeah.
He basically did what
He's fucking loving it.
Oh yeah, it reminded me a bit of Alan, what's his name? When he was King James. I was
Alan
like,
Cumming.
this is rubbish. So
Yeah.
you were just hamming right now, mate, and it was the one good thing.
Jules says this is too painful to sit through.
Well, Jules, we have to go through the bad and the good.
Actually,
Right.
I'm not finding this totally bad. It's not totally bad.
Right, so has it been decided what the next 7 Doctor story will be?
Yep.
Remind
Is
us
it?
again.
It's a greatest show in the galaxy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I think it's Silver Nemesis.
It was my choice, so
Oh,
it is.
Oh my God! Why are you picking up? Why? 2 weeks? Are you trying to kill these classic watch-alongs or something?
No, this was Alpha Omega's choice because he had a different choice, and I just suggested, and he accepted.
Okay, right,
To
fair
be
enough.
fair, though, I think more people like Greatest compared to this.
Well, the robots don't like mirrors. Ah.
Okay, so there you go. You know what next week's classic story is, and I think I might have that. No, do I have that one on DVD? I could escape this one as well. This will be brilliant. So, like, you know. Yeah,
What's going on
Rafe
now?
actually does have clown phobia, so if she watched that episode, yeah, she'd be screaming right now. Yeah, I'd rather watch The Woman Who Fell to Earth than this. Says Sadako.
Oh.
24. Are you seriously? Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, here's the thing. My score's going to be pretty low. Here's a preview for this.
Oh, come on!
I think Lee is the only one that's going to give it a decent
Yeah.
score here.
Well, no, Super Doctor said he's not hating
Yeah, he
it.
does like some elements. So Super Doctor might give us, yeah.
To be honest, Lee, this is not as bad as Mrs. Nasty episode. So
Not by
I'm
a
actually
long
quite
shot.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
Also, I do find the back of his chair, the villain. It's like that just looks like also they got a load of tin foil
Yeah.
and just bunched it up. We're like, right, that looks sci-fi.
Well, actually, if you look close, it's a kind of glass effect. It's kind of plastic glass effect.
See you, Tara. Oh no, Shelley. Sorry, Shelley. Have fun with your book.
Hello.
Hello, Alpha.
What's going on?
Hey, we finally got
Still
him
watching?
back.
Or you?
Yeah, we're still watching. We're at 4 minutes.
Are you in
and
between
31
episodes?
seconds.
Or okay.
They're on the second 45-minute episode.
Okay.
They'll give you a timestamp.
Well, look at the tinsel. Like they've sprinkled the little tinsel balls everywhere. It's fantastic. Look at that. Amazing.
Also, I love the fact that you're going to go in the Timelash, which we've all joked. They keep going, oh, it's terrible, it's terrible. Let's just put a rope around you. That will do.
It's pretty.
Like,
And they're supposed to be
let's just get a
giant
rope.
crystals.
Yeah.
time crystals or something like that. You look
You've
at the
got-
bit of quartz stuck into it. They've got they stuck
Yeah.
a bit of tinfoil and quartz.
Yeah, I saw the tin
tinsel.
foil. That's fantastic.
Tinsel.
we got 22 people watching. If you could give the stream a like, please, or dislike if you don't like the story, you can give it a dislike. That's up to yourself there. But don't forget to share the stream as well. Yeah, so everybody can see how these poor Doctor Who fans are suffering right now, except for Lee.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
And yes, Sudoku, it's not going to hold. It looks like it wouldn't hold his weight in the slightest. Colin, God love him, he's a bit chubby.
Yeah, they agree. Colin's weight is too great.
Oh, that's the funny thing. There's about 6 of them, isn't there? And they're all struggling.
But none of them discriminated against them in the show. It's like Doctor Who today. I mean, they went. I think it was Stephen Moffat that didn't want Capaldi snacking because he was snacking on biscuits or something like that. And,
He looked like at times
keep them
he
into
needed
the
a
costume.
biscuit. He
Yeah.
looked a bit frail at times, Capaldi, so I don't think a biscuit
Yeah.
would have done him much harm.
I think they just wanted to keep them in the costume for longer.
Yeah,
I
probably
don't know
that, yeah.
why.
Well, which one though? Because his last one was like a hoodie, so that looked quite
Yeah.
flexible, didn't it? To me.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, he had clothes that were from All Saints because Matt Smith, his clothes were from All Saints. His boots were from All Saints. That's a kind of shopping, kind of online shopping, and they had stores all over the country at one time.
Oh
think
yeah, I
still do.
remember. There's one in Trafford Centre. I never went in. Looked like a cave, literally. Like
Yeah.
when you went to look in, it was just. It's like, can you put some lights on?
And the clothes are hell of expensive anyway. Because
Oh yeah, it's like a designer brand.
it is quite a designer because I found out that Capaldi had the hoodies, the Mod Merino wool hoodies, these thin hoodies, you know, the one that was draped the hood that was
Yeah.
draped over his back through the costume, and for series, I think it was series 9, and I found out it was a Mod Merino wool hoodie, zip hoodie, and I found out they were £88.
Okay, maybe that now makes sense why you didn't want him snacking.
They were £88, and I managed to get one off eBay for less than that, and it actually lasted me quite a few years. I mean, I wasn't going to pay £88 for it,
Yeah.
and he wore other hoodies of the All Saints brand. It was a Clash hoodie, a green Clash hoodie for Series 10.
Jules, powerful girl. You can do it. You can do it.
When will
Yeah.
this pain end? That is the question. Well, do you know what? Someone loves me because someone spared me from this. So I just want to thank whoever you are for sparing me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to watch it, but yeah, there seems to be a lot of issues with people lately on streams and stuff. It's not just happening on this channel; it's happening on quite a few people's channels. That's what happens when you get them all working from home. You know, the YouTube is working at half capacity. I say all the apps are right now. Hopefully, it gets a little bit better over the next couple of months. We won't have all of these.
And it makes me think of the power usage circuit breakers and all that.
Yeah.
All around the country and all that.
Telling you, yeah, we don't realize how much. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
don't
And
realize how many
last,
people are involved in keeping these things going.
I mean, last year my whole town was practically out because one of the circuit breakers broke or something like that in the power boxes. And when they tried to put the power back on, the lights started to go into a strobing mode. And you were sitting in the living room and they were strobing and everything.
Jeez.
And it was really frightening. Here we have Dennis Carey.
Today's the first time I've ever had any problems like this.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
man.
you're usually okay,
Yeah.
aren't you, mate?
Yeah, his internet is always like spot on.
I have
Yeah.
been faithful to you.
What's that?
We were just
Maybe
saying
this is
that
karma for me choosing this episode. I don't know.
Maybe.
We were just saying you never have problems with your internet normally.
No. And see, I think I'm lagging like 5 seconds behind you guys on my live comments and stuff.
Well, Noel said if you want, you can do New Who tomorrow because you've been in and out today.
Well, that metal isn't made of wood.
And all the sets are recycled from previous stories. Because parts of these sets were the Starline are in full circle.
Yeah, nice to know some tradition started early
Oh, he's gone
in
again.
the show.
Yeah, it seemed to be getting a little bit better.
Oh wow, Super John
Oh.
now.
Well, falling like flies.
What's
It's the
going
time
on?
lash effect.
Wow, this has never happened on this before. Not losing people like this. What the hell? Right, we've got real super doctor back anyway.
Yeah.
Hello.
There must be something going on tonight.
Oh my god. Well, here YouTube was down apparently a couple of nights ago, so maybe there's something going on with YouTube again.
Well, was
The
it?
other night I was cutting in and out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
there's-
was it last night or maybe when you're referring to when I went to try and click on channels just to see like the homepage for
Yeah.
channels,
and
it was
wasn't coming up.
blank.
Yeah. I'm gonna check now on my phone to see if there's any issues. But that's literally never happened before, losing people like that. Do you know what? Maybe there's big spaceships above us, man. They're messing with our satellites and shit.
Could
I
be.
don't know.
I know. Do you know what it is? They found life on Mars and they're like attacking us now.
We've upset them and now they're coming
Yeah, we've
for
disturbed something on Mars, haven't we? That's what it is.
Well, you've already wrecked your planet. You haven't coming to wreck our planet. Now get out.
I was saying because Dan was talking about on his stream and I commented in the chat. I was like, I love the reaction to the Mars thing because you could tell Doctor Who fans a mile off.
Yeah.
That all the jokes, and it was just like, yep, I know who's a Doctor Who fan just by looking at the reaction.
Well, that's actually a nice piece of quartz that Colin Baker's got. I've never seen one that clear. You know, I'm an expert in these kind of things, and wow.
Well, you know, when you live as close to Glastonbury as I do, you see a lot of this stuff.
So you've heard some great bands, obviously, over the years.
Well, I've only lived this way for a few years, but I've never been to Glastonbury, the event. Just the
All
town.
right. I see.
Too muddy for me. I like intimate gigs.
Yeah, the smaller ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same as you. Yeah, you have so much more fun, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
See, for me, it's always been like I've seen what the queues for the toilets and stuff like
Yeah,
that is, and that's what would put me off.
yeah. No,
There's
but
his crystal pendant.
with smaller gigs though, it's easier. Like seriously, it is. But the bigger festivals like that, it's crazy. You're right. It's crazy, and people just start doing weird crap in places that they shouldn't be doing it because they've no choice, and it's just it's not my type of thing. Don't get me wrong. I've been to a couple of them in Ireland, and they're just as crazy. But nah. My one is like Lee. Intimate gigs are so much better. You have a lot
Yeah.
more fun as well. To be honest with you, and it's less rowdy. That's what you find with these festivals. Like you get a lot of people out of their face, like and some people just like to go for the mood. The music is the high. So yeah, that's why I prefer the smaller gigs. And you can hear the bands better anyway. And you're right there, you can fucking see them. You're not about 3 miles away, like because there's loads of people in front of you. You're listening to them on speakers. You want to see the band, that's the whole point. Yeah. Sorry for going on a rant about festivals. I just But I tell you, everybody lose their shit when they all come back and they'll all go to festivals. You see a lot more older people at festivals and all you will rocking it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
There's someone that's had a good time. 7 ish times. So it could have been more
Wow.
than 7 then. That's fantastic. Fair play to you, man. That's it. Live it. You only have one life. Live it. Live it. Right now I can understand the frustration with people, but stop losing these our shit. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the finish line. Like, come on. I know it's hard. Like, this country's been in lockdown for over a year, right? We're near the finish line. Don't screw it up now. You want to be free to do all the things you want to do, right? 9 more weeks in Ireland. That's all we have to do. 9 weeks, and then they start opening up the country again. Then we get to start do all the things that we wanted to do before. Yeah. Obviously, we'll be a bit more careful about the way we do things, and everybody will be a bit more, aware. But don't screw it up. We're nearly there. Home stretch for everybody. Same in England. They're on the home stretch as well. Let's not screw it up. We all want to go out. I want to have a point. So if yous ruin my chance to have a point because the government decide because of a few fucking idiots that we have to go back into lockdown again, I swear to good God, I'm going to go crazy. I need a point, right? Let a man have a point before he dies, yeah? Jesus Christ. That's all I want is a bleeding point.
That's the Irish coming out in you now.
Yeah. Seriously, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Seriously, I'm going to get a nice pint of Guinness and I'm going to knock the whole lot back in one go. Don't give a crap. And then I'll order another one. I'll knock that one back. And then I'll go easy on my third one because knocking back 2 Guinnesses in one go is not a good idea because it's very filling drink. So I'll sip the third one. Then I'll spend about half an hour in the toilet having a pee. Then come back out and then drink more. Yeah, I'm gonna go ape shit, man. Seriously, might even go to a rave. So I've been listening to a lot of no, I've been listen, no, not a word of a lie. This lockdown, I've been on YouTube listening to all the tunes that I used to listen to when I was a teenager, right? And I'm telling you, most of them still, well, a lot of them hold up today. And I just want to go to an old school rave, just get pissed, old school rave and dance the night away and come home with a big bleeding smile on my face. And then if I drop dead after that, fine, at least I went down the hole. Right? That's all I want.
It would be so cool.
That's all I want, man. Right? Don't deny a man. So come on. No, yous are losing, yous are shit. But we just a little bit of calm. Right? We're nearly at the home stretch. Don't ruin it. I want me point. I want me night out. Right?
I love that inspirational, and then just end with, I want a pint.
Yeah, that's it. Point.
It's part of the galaxy.
It's back to the point. Point, nice point.
Neither of you, Doctor.
I mean, I'll get to me 70s and I'll be like, remember the time that you could go for a pint? I haven't had a pint in 4 years. Yeah, don't want that, man. Telling the grandkids and that this is the way the world used to be. Nah, we can get back to it to some normality. It might never be the same again, but at least we'll be able to do the things that we want. That's what everybody's gone crazy for. That's why don't lose your shit right at the home straight, for God's sake. We're nearly there. I just want, there you go. Everybody wants a point now. See, I've rolled everybody up. Everybody wants a point. That's it. That should be the hashtag. I want a point. So stay home. Fucking twats. All I want's a point. Hashtag all I want is a point. There you go. And it doesn't matter what your point is. That point will taste the sweetest point you've ever had because it's been so long. Because let's be honest, yeah? People will say, oh, well, you can order takeaway. The off licenses, you can get the beer in the supermarket. Anybody that drinks beer or any type of alcohol will tell you there's nothing better than it coming out of a barman's tap, right? In a pub. Best way. Draft. You can't have it any other way, right? That's the only way. It doesn't taste the same, right? And anyway, you drink too many cans, you get a bit of poison in there, Shouldn't drink out of cans. Why am I giving you all lessons?
Life lessons with no Glyn.
I just want to go to a restaurant as well and eat a dirty steak. We got you, Alpha? Alpha Omega, are you in the house tonight?
Maybe.
Yay!
Let's see how long we have him for. That's the thing now.
Pizza for me, says Sadako. Yeah, well,
I had one of those during the week. I've not had one in a while. It was nice.
again though, yeah, you can order a pizza, but again, I think people just want to go to a restaurant to have a pizza, even just to sit in a Domino's or to sit in a Pizza Hut or to sit in a 4-star or whatever the pizza company is over there, because I know there's different ones. But it's just people just want to eat out. We haven't.
Goodbye, Paul Darrow. It's been such filled with sorrow.
Now one of these main reasons for watching is gone.
I think that's why Lee likes this so much, because Paul Darrow is in it. Actually,
Yeah.
I say that's where most of these scores gonna go, because he really does love Paul Darrow, so I can understand it. He'll defend the story.
I am the Borat.
but it still doesn't negate the
I
fact.
like the Borad's makeup, I have to say.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I was like dreading it a bit, and when I actually saw it, I was like, actually no, this doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look really like Hap Dash.
Yeah.
But I will be honest, the whole point of this thing is that he's hideous. They could have made him look a bit more like hideous. He just looks like a bit like a mutant sort of gone wrong.
I like it. Bit ableist there, Colin. Body shaming, all the rest of it.
That's basically how he defeats him, though, isn't it? By just saying you're ugly.
Yeah. A sucker.
You can see that cat's got the cat badge has got 2 diamonds for the eyes.
Yeah.
I think artificial, they kind of
It just
reflect
looks a
in the
bit,
light.
yeah, just looks a bit Blue Peter to me to have it. I think the Sarah Lee, so it's Sarah. I can't say the word. What Davidson had, it looked odd, but it didn't look childish. Whereas to me, having the cat just looks a bit like a Blue Peter sort of. This is what I added earlier.
Poor Perry. Just look completely.
I do love Perry's comment though when he's got hold of her and the doctor's like, "Oh, she's never gonna love you," and she literally says, "Am I? Do I not have a say in this?" And the doctor goes, "No," and just carries on. And I'm just like, "This is why I struggle with you two as a TARDIS team."
I think the crystal around his neck had some kind of time properties because it had been in a time vortex.
Yeah. Well, that's what powered the 10-second time shift.
Yeah.
That is a neat. Like, I do agree with Super Doctor. There's little like neat ideas, but they're just never used, and that's another one. I think it's sort of just he makes it very quickly. He doesn't explain it, and then it's used for like that bit of the story, and then not so much.
Paul Perry doesn't have much to do in this, though, does she? Apart from screaming and being locked up.
She's the screaming companion in this, very much so.
Oh, we might have Alpha back because I could hear him laughing there. Hey, Alpha.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, now we can hear you.
10 seconds from now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, but we can hear you. You're coming in loud and clear.
Are you getting near the end yet?
Give him a timestamp, guys, if you can.
29, 30, 30 minutes into it.
Yeah.
So there's 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
HG and the
We accept what you say without any evidence. Yeah.
So what creature is he supposed to be? Like half reptilian, like half monkey?
I guess.
I think it was an experiment that went wrong, and he blames the Carthelians.
Yeah, he just
Or,
about merged with it, didn't he? Because he was experimenting on it, and somehow they end up
Yeah.
merging.
The end is in sight, says Jules.
Jules, when this is
Love
over,
it, you
eat something nice. Do something nice.
Get out! Oh my goodness.
Hello, Borad.
I dispute that.
And also, the effect of the light looks a bit naff coming from the crystal.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you?
I'm 32.
Yeah, I'm
What?
32, 29, 30.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think me and Super John are in sync. But we're on something different than you, Lou. So.
Is everybody finished?
Nope.
Jules, that sounds like a good idea. Chocolate and a glass of wine. You do that when we finished. Oh, he's just so earnest, Hubert, as he's referred to in this. It's like a little puppy.
These monsters are pathetic.
Mhm.
They're like rip-offs from the land, the people that time forgot. You know, when they came through the cave and the big snakes came out and got them, the monsters, the dinosaurs. Kind of a bit of a rip-off of that.
Doctor, shut up! I mean, this is why I think Herbert and the Doctor would have been great as companions.
Yeah, I think with Colin's Doctor, you either need like who they gave in Big Finish. What's her name? Which is you'll know Lee. What's his name? His companion in Big Finish, the older woman.
Yvette.
Evelyn Smythe.
Evelyn,
Yeah.
that's it.
You
Sorry.
either need somebody like her or a Hubert type with with this Doctor, I think. Sort of the opposite ends of both, which is either somebody quite strict and that can bite back.
Yeah,
like,
someone who's more prickly than even he is.
Yeah, or somebody who's just so like earnest and wants to do, and is always like, "Yep, I want to help." That's what I do think. Actually, Colin, if they like in Big Finish right now, they're putting Tennant with everybody underneath the sun. I do think Colin's Doctor actually would be interesting, maybe on Big Finish, if they did a series with him with different companions, like classic or even some new ones, maybe.
Yeah.
And just to see him
the
react
puppets
off
in
that.
this are terrible as well. I mean, you have this kind of cobra creature.
It looks like, do you know the Muppet movies when they got a bit cheap?
Yeah.
Like some of them you could tell they got a lot of money in them, and others you could tell they were just doing it because it was like the Muppets. Like
And Star Trek could be like that, even in the Next Generation.
Oh, hi, Mr. Hyde. Didn't see you before in the chat. Have you said hello? Yeah, because here's the thing. He does do something a bit heroic here, which is sort of out of character. But even that, it's sort of like not really used afterwards, the fact that he's done it. The fact that he does get Perry to leave, and he is sort of looking after her and thinking about her right now, but he can't do it nicely. He has to basically annoy her enough that she leaves the TARDIS. Yes, Sudoku, he really was. So, like, this sticks out to me. And I was like, oh, he's doing something I might actually like him for. But, like I said, it's just sort of left.
You can see all her fillings.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Colin's face when he just pops up Hubert.
I mean, from every Doctor that's came and went, it always is that the Doctor's always been a male dominant character. It's never been a female, not in the past. You know, never hinted.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, without going too much into it. It was added on in
Yeah.
Moffat's run, wasn't it? And it was at a time when the show was getting a lot of criticism off certain sides and groups, so
Yeah, it
really
just doesn't fit in.
No.
And I think that's why it's very kind of difficult to accept that. Well, for me anyway. Because the character hasn't been written in a way that could regenerate into other forms, genders, whatever.
Well, I suppose
We
you
know
could
that-
argue, though, at Classic, they probably thought 13. We're never going to get up to that, so we'll just say 13. We're pretty much safe. I suppose that's the argument you could say against, just, to sort of counter that a bit.
I want to look see if I could find the documentary I seen years ago. It was Colin Baker and JNT, and there was a discussion about a female doctor, and JNT was kind of totally against it. He said, "No, it wouldn't be a nice, young, attractive woman. It would be some kind of old woman, If they did choose the female doctor route, it would be an older woman. It would be like someone grotesquely grumpy and all that, and old, and like it wouldn't be the attractive woman."
That's a bit of an odd. Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could find that documentary. I saw it on YouTube, maybe about 10 years ago.
Was it? I suppose, but it wouldn't have been recorded 10 years ago. Because when did JNT die?
I think it was in 2001 or 2002 that JNT died.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No. I think it could have been 2001. Because I remember buying Doctor Who magazine back then, and I was quite shocked because he was in the front cover, and it was just like, to find out that he died. I mean, it was pretty sad.
Well, he was such a presence, wasn't he? I suppose because he did such a good chunk of classic, didn't he? And he sort of, at that point, was the figure to be criticised, from what I can tell. Obviously, you guys know a lot better than me, but that's the impression I get.
It was just, with any hope of the series returning, I think he could have been involved in it. Oh.
Would he want to, though, considering apparently all the behind...
I can hear someone's title sequence playing in the background there.
It might be Alpha, God love him. Because I've got everything muted on my end. Yeah, but do you think JNT, that's a quite good question. Do you think JNT would want to get involved if with the revival in any sense? Because apparently behind the scenes he had quite a bitter end with the show.
Well, I think that he realised that he made the mistakes, but I don't think he wanted the show to be cancelled. I mean, he was very surprised and very shocked, and I saw documentaries that was kind of shocked that it was cancelled, that it wasn't coming back, and the show was finished.
Because was it true then, though, that the story I've heard is that they basically kept him, the BBC, that he would have gone earlier, but the contract or whatever the BBC did legally just meant he couldn't move on. So is there any truth to that? Do you think?
Could have done.
Because that's the story I've heard.
I mean, he done the 1993 3D. With the 5 remaining doctors and for children in need, he done that.
Oh, is that Dimensions?
That Dimensions in Time.
Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to watch that because everybody just absolutely ranks on it.
I don't think it's that bad because, from my perspective, I'm a Doctor Who fan, and because when I saw it. When I saw it in 1993, I was excited about that because it was the fact that you had the older Doctors together for just that one wee kind of clip, and it did work. It worked for me. It was the Brigadier, the sixth Doctor, and the Brigadier actually met because they never met throughout his tenure. The Sixth Doctor's tenure, so that kind of sealed that off.
Right. Well, I'm done.
Right. Well, I think everybody on the panel
Yes.
is. So if you just want
Yeah,
to
I'm done.
give you our rating, the ratings are coming in from people in the chat. They're not too kind.
Oh, they just forgot to put a 1 at the start of each number.
So, Lee, we'll start with you because we know you're probably gonna have the most positive rating for this, and then it's gonna go downhill. So we might as well start with you because we're miserable bastards on this channel. So, like, you know,
It's 10 out. No, I mean it's look. I don't think it's a 0. I don't think it's a 1. I don't think it's a 2. I don't think it's a 3. Obviously, it's not the greatest story in the world, but my premise was it wasn't as bad as made out. Yeah, Paul Darrow is obviously the saving grace of the story. I like the Borad's look. I like the concept. I love Herbert. I think Herbert would have been great as a continuing companion to have him. H.G. Wells traveling in the TARDIS. I mean, imagine that would have been really great. Yeah, I mean, it does suffer from pacing issues. It does suffer from a pretty small cast, stuck in corridors and rooms, and it's all rather flat.
yeah.
But you know, I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Well done, you mad person. Oh, 6. Get away. You're living in cuckoo land with that score.
You didn't even watch it.
Anyway, well, I watched it years ago and I still remember how bad it was. It left a lasting impression. Doesn't matter, you're entitled to your score. 6 is what Lee gives it. It just goes to show his taste. Well, I mean, he's picked the next
Justice for
6 episodes.
Timelash.
Anyway, yeah, justice me ass. Right, let's let's go. I'm gonna go with Alpha Omega to see if we can actually get him to give us a rating and a brief review. So, Alpha, if you'd like to give your rating there.
Can you hear?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you can hear.
For like 2 seconds.
Right,
I'll
go
give it
on,
5.
give your rating.
Okay, I'll give it a 5.5. Yeah, there's corny stuff in it. There's some. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that because I'll probably dip out again.
Well, we got your rating. We got your rating, and we got your little brief review. So that's fantastic. We'll go with Charlotte next.
Yeah, well, I knew the reputation this had. I got to admit, I didn't find it offensive, like really offensively bad. If anything, I just found it boring. And just sort of, like I said, little hints of good ideas, but then it got back to boring.
Yeah.
And pretty much, I think I'm gonna have a block for any Colin episode now, especially because that relationship. I know I probably you're gonna get fed up with me saying this every stream with him, but it's just so hard for me to watch at times. But I like Hubert. I do agree with Lee. I think he was a lovely little character. Darrow was a good sort of, like I said, Merlin, that mustache twirling villain. So if I'm being fair, probably a 3, just for like some good ideas and a few characters I liked, but otherwise pretty boring for me to watch this one.
Real Super Doctor.
I would give it a 2 out of 10. I mean, it's good concepts in it, but it's absolute rubbish. The story's absolute rubbish. the whole sets are rubbish. The monsters, the puppets are rubbish. It's totally laughable. The over the top performances by Colin Baker. I mean, but the time and Perry, you know, and something kind of revealing as well. It's a very disappointing story. It's a lot of rubbish.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so that was Timelash, but it's still related to Classic Q. So I put up a poll after I seen the big finish, basically testing the water, and I wrote up a poll. Would you like an 8 Doctor series based on Big Finish audios? And here are the options. The options were yes, I would. No, oh, I'm after reading that. Yeah, I was supposed to say no, thank you, but I said no, thanks you, which looks stupid. And then the other option was don't really care. So far it's had 44 votes. There's 6 days left in the poll, but so far we've got 7% say they don't really care. We've got 2% that say no, thank you, but we got a whopping 91% say yes, they definitely would. So if you haven't voted in that poll, I've retweeted it, so it'll be right there on my profile. Please do vote and RT the poll as well. I want to get as many votes as possible so we can get an idea if this fandom is actually behind this idea. I suspect they are. It's unfortunate that there's so many people out there that dislike me, because if they voted in the poll, I guarantee you that they'd probably vote yes as well. A lot of people like Paul McGann, and I think a lot of people would like to see his doctor have his time in the limelight properly on screen. So the question is, would you like a 8 Doctor series based on Big Finish audios? Big Finish did put up a similar question and asked, but I've actually created a poll. So vote in my poll if you haven't. And as I said, there's 6 days left, 44 votes. So let's get as many let's get as many votes as we can. So by next week, then I'll be able to give you the result of the poll. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. So that's classic Who. So that's been Timelash. So Lee has obviously picked next week's story. So Lee, remind people of next week's story and tell us the reasons briefly why you chose this story.
Roll up, it's the greatest show in the galaxy. Why? Because it, for me, is quintessential Seventh Doctor. It's I think my favorite story from his era. It's bonkers. It's got some really great performances. It's got a fantastic scene with the explosion and just walking away, and he felt burning from it. It just looks so cool. I mean, it's really surreal, and it's got like a sort of very comic book element to it, which I like. It's a good story. It's bonkers, proper kind of Doctor Who. I like it.
Okay, so that is next week's story. Of course, tomorrow's story is A Voyage of the Damned. So join us for that. We'll have PD Rich joining us for that. And if Alpha Omega is available tomorrow, we'll bring him on that panel, because he wasn't able to talk on tonight's panel because he kept cutting out. And he asked me, is Cheryl on the internet? Cheryl being on the internet wouldn't interrupt you cutting out all the time, because if it did, it'd affect the other people on the stream, including myself. I think it's your internet, pal. It must be the weather or something, or maybe there's an alien invasion. Could be.
Telling you, we've annoyed something on Mars, and it's getting us back.
Yeah. And they always go to America first.
Timelash.
Remember that they go to America first, because you are the loudest. So you're the ones that send up all those probes and stuff. Maybe the aliens are sick of being probed.
That's why they come back and probe us.
Yeah. So we'll get you on New Who tomorrow if you're available. Obviously, to make up for the fact that you couldn't. You were kept blinking in and out. But that's it. That's been Timelash. You have survived it. So
Jules also has more.
So next week, because Lee is trying to kill these classic watch-alongs, we're going to be watching another pathetic Doctor Who story of the.
I agree with you, Noel. That is the most pathetic Doctor Who story ever.
So
as well as
I think there is a deliberate attempt, wink, wink, to sabotage these classic Who. Do you know what? I'm actually going to ban shit stories. So from now on, if you don't pick a good story, you don't. That's it. Game over for you. I overrule you and I pick the
You
story.
vetoing things.
I'm only
Greatest
messing.
Show in the Galaxy is not
Well,
bad.
no,
Oh,
it's rubbish.
It's
It's
not
It really
rubbish.
is.
It
rubbish.
is. It
Well,
is.
well,
Overwhelmingly, it's a rubbish.
Great.
You're gonna
well,
put
think about
poor
it.
Charlotte. You're gonna put poor Charlotte through another desperate bleeding story.
Yeah, but here's
Unbelievable.
the thing.
The
I
clowns are
like
great.
Sylvester a lot more than Colin, so at least I'll have
Yeah.
a doctor I like.
Yeah. You might have a doctor you like, but when you see
But
this,
there's other great stories that McCoy's done.
Have you
yeah.
There's
seen this? Have you
Battlefield. I
seen
love
this story?
Battlefield.
Yes, but we'll watch it
Like
again.
Charlotte has Charlotte
Because it
seen
No.
this story?
No, she
No.
hasn't.
I think Cheryl. I think Cheryl definitely won't like it. I think Charlotte would like it.
Right, well, we're doing it because that's what they want. But if this keeps continuing, picking crap stories,
It's
I'm going to actually become a bit of a dictator and choose to start money messing. No, it'll
But
continue.
think about it this way.
We,
We're
go with
back
the
to
good and the
William.
bad. We go
We're-
with the good and the bad. Go ahead, Charlotte.
I say we've gone through 7 and 8, which are like the rough patches. So we'll be back to William, then Pertwee. And also William Troughton, then Pertwee. So there'll be more selection and
I'm
better
only
stories.
winding Lee up.
I know,
watch
just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll watch
Cycle.
his crappy little story, we will. And we'll pretend to like it as well. Just when we get to the ranking, then we'll obliterate it. So, yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Right. Daniel is a fan of this. So, see there's going to be some fans.
There you
But
go.
I don't
You
like
always
this
rely on
story.
Daniel.
Super John doesn't like this story. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a split panel. But no, the way it goes
It's
here
not that
is
bad.
we have this routine, so we stick to it. It doesn't matter what story anybody picks, even if we don't like it, we watch it. That's the rule. We're only having a bit of a wind up here, but I do really believe that Lee is trying to sabotage me classic Who because he's English and he hates my guts.
801 years.
I'm only messing. No, Lee loves this story, and that's what it's about. Panelists are going to be able to pick their favorite story, and that's the beauty of it. And Lee likes this, and then next week,
It's one of my favourite McCoy stories. I do
yeah.
like.
Then next week,
There aren't many.
Then the week after that, then we're back to good old William Hartnell. So then, what happens then is we will we'll have to decide now who's after Lee.
Oh, Alpha's
Me.
trying to say something.
Go on, Alpha, if you're there. Alpha, speak.
He's probably trying and it's just not coming
I
through.
Yeah,
I said the gods of Ragnarok.
What, something rock? Fraggle Rock? What?
Ragnarok.
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 All right.
Right, well,
You
listen.
don't want no weirdos around here. I mean that Peggy Mount is that woman. She had it was like in the Greatest Show in the Galaxy. It was like she was serving fruit and all that.
Yeah.
And Sylvester and Sophie had to eat that slop stuff for real.
Right, listen. Before we do go, though, we have to re-rotate who's going to be choosing the doctors. So, real super doctor, you're going to pick William Hartnell's story.
Right.
I'm going to be fair. Yeah, you're going to pick with Bill for when we're finished of Lee's choice. Then we're back to Bill, so you can pick the first doctor. Lee, you're going to pick Patrick Troughton because we're going to go easy with Charlotte this time because I gave her Patrick Troughton, I think, the last time, and that wasn't fair. So I'm going to give you Pertwee, Charlotte.
Okay, I'll have a look on those episodes.
Alpha, you can have Tom Baker.
That's a yes.
Right, we'll assume that's a yes, which means I obviously get Peter Davison, and then we'll when we get to my choice, then what we'll do is obviously we've got uh Colin and Sylvester to go again, so we'll pull a name out of the hat
Yeah, that's probably
with
best.
the panel with the last two. Let's hope Lee doesn't get any of them because he'll just pick the one when he messing. I'm only messing, pal. Sure, yeah, it doesn't matter. All the crap stories are getting out of the way anyway. We're starting, we're limiting them now, so that's all right. But so is everybody happy with those choices? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right, fantastic. So we know who's picking what. But actually, do you know what? Just to make sure, I think I should write it down on a list so I know for a fact, right? So there's no doubt.
Yeah.
So real super doctor has Hartnell. Right.
Right.
Nice. So let's do this. So right, you've got Hartnell. Right. Who did I say had
Me.
Me,
I've
had
got
Troughton.
yeah, the problem being has Troughton.
I got to really think about that one now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
But if anybody can pick one, it'll be you. So we gave Charlotte an
Perky.
easy one this week. Well, I was unfair with you the last time, actually, giving you the second doctor because it was tough because his stories are limited. So you've got the third doctor. Alpha has Baker, and I of course have the doctor that I actually grew up with, the fifth doctor. Now, after next week, real super doctor then will reveal who what story he has chosen for Hartnell. We'll keep that even if you have your story picked and all. Don't say anything. Then obviously, then when we watch that, Lee will announce what story he's chose. Charlotte then will announce her story, and Alpha, and then me. And then, as I said, the last two doctors. Then, actually, I'll be fair, right? Uh, we will, we will, we'll pick the star. We'll put the names in a hat and pick one. But then I'll let you all pick the Sylvester McCoy story. So you all have to vote on the same one. So what we'll do is all of us as a panel will the net before the next panel I'll get them on early, and what we'll do is we'll narrow down which three Sylvester McCoy stories we would like to see, and then we'll let you vote on one of those three stories. I think that's the best way to do it. So we give you as a choice, and then we'll choose the other one. Is that fair enough? Does everybody
Mhm.
agree with that? Grant. Right.
Look at us actually planning stuff out for once.
I know. Yeah. Fantastic. And I have me list. I know. Well, I did have a bit of a chat backstage with Lee and others, and we have decided that we're gonna try be a bit more professional on the channel, and that's what I intend on doing. So there you go. We're gonna start getting organized. So now we know everybody's doctor. So everybody has a while now to really think about what story that they want. And what I would suggest is that you go and watch a few stories from that particular doctor. So and then you might, you know what I mean. That way, then probably make the choice a little bit easier. Alpha, just leave messages. Oh yeah, I'm just yeah, Alpha. So yeah, just leave a message actually because we can see your messages. We just can't hear you, unfortunately. Right. So tomorrow we have a new Who. It's Voyage of the Damned. It's a story I really like, so I look forward to it, and I'll have no problems because I actually have it on DVD. So yeah, that's a blessing in disguise. That was tonight, wasn't it? Really, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I have it tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. So join us for that, won't you? And then later on, then that night on the Irish Geek, myself and Cheryl will be discussing WandaVision, and obviously we'll be discussing a few more things as well, because there's a few more things to discuss. So join us for that, and maybe sometime in the future, hasn't been decided yet. I won't say too much, but you might have someone that's on the panel here doing streams with Cheryl. I won't say who actually, but someone on this panel might be doing streams with Cheryl, which will be on the Irish Geek. It'll be very interesting, actually, if that does happen. I'll say no more for now. So that's it. We're done. I just want to thank everybody in the chat. But before we go, we're going to get everybody to plug their channels. And while you are obviously doing that, PD Rich and the other mods will obviously throw in the links there. So we'll start with you, Lee.
Yep, you can find me at Being Problem on Twitter, and you can check out my work on Audred Audiovisual, AUDRED Audiovisual, and I have my song featuring Heel versus Babyface on SoundCloud called Meltdown. If you want to go and check that out, it's currently now at 792 plays.
Fantastic. And PD Rich has thrown there in, and I'm sure he'll throw in. Oh, it is. It's there. It's already
And
there.
I was going to say, yeah, Are You Being Served is a good Timelash, remover.
Alfred, obviously, because he can't talk, he says just skip him. So, okay. So we'll go with Real Super Doctor.
I've got a channel, YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor, and I've got a Twitter account under Real Super Doctor as well.
Fantastic. Charlotte.
Yes, so me and Daniel on Friday, we've got excellent conversation stream with guest star Blue, which is going to be, we're both really looking forward to that, because Blue, because of her work schedule, it's when she can come on, and it'd be fun just to have the three of us natter for however long we go, because we'll see with the three of us, it could be God knows how long. So tune in for that on Friday coming up now.
Fantastic. And you can also catch me over on the Irish Geek. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. I've thrown up a few videos that were originally on the Tartar Zone, but I put up a few years back, or maybe a few last year or the year before. I've thrown them up on the Irish Geek. Go and check them out. It's just to help to get the watch hours up. Also, if you could share the channel as well, I really appreciate it. Let's get those subs up on that channel as well, because we're going to be doing loads on that channel. As I said, there's loads of new shows going to be coming out, and I might be actually I'm considering reviewing the Superman and Lois thing. It seems to have gotten good reviews, pretty much off everybody. I haven't heard anybody say really anything too bad about it. So I'm really considering checking it out, because I am a Superman fan. And there is more Superman news as well, which I will discuss on the Irish Geek tomorrow. Check that out, because that is interesting. JJ obviously is thinking of rebuilding, but go over to the Irish Geek for that. But please do share the channel and support it, because we'll be over there doing, as I said, other stuff. We'll have panels as well when we do reviews. The Orville will be coming back and other shows like that. So, and we might do a few watch-alongs as well. And tomorrow's WandaVision, we normally talk WandaVision on Sundays, but what we've decided to do is we might do a watch-along and discuss it while we're watching it, which is and then give our thoughts and feelings on the latest story. Next week's one apparently is going to be 50 minutes long, so it's going to be the longest episode, and rightly so, it needs to be. But check it out. If you haven't checked it out already, please do. It's a good show. So let me see. I think that's it. I think that's everything. So we'll say good night. I'll leave you with the channel trailer. I'm on dog duty. I'm actually 15 minutes over now. So I have to bring Ted out now. So like he's literally waiting there for me. Where are you? There he is. So yeah, I better get the show on the road. I can't. Why is me mouse? Me mouse is playing up on this thing now. This Chromebook is starting to fall apart slowly but surely, man. I'll wake up one day and I won't be able to bloody use the thing. Wait till you see now my luck. I'll have to
Don't
start doing
jinx
streams on my
Don't
phone
jinx
again.
it.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Remember the good old days when I did streams on my phone? Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Hold on, we got a private chat. Right, but yeah, keep
Don't
you.
read them out.
I could see that you are all thinking of yous are choices, but wait until you get closer. I like some of those choices. But
Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas floating around.
good. I'm glad. It'll give you time now to think now, so that's good.
The thing is with Troughton is that they're like most of his series are really long.
Yeah. I know that. But yeah, if you can find one that's not too long, then that'll be all good. Yeah. We'll see.
Have we done the War Machines?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure
did.
we have.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think we have.
Ah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be choosing the Web Planet. That's not really a good one.
Well, we'll see. Keep your thoughts to yourselves right now, and go and have a real good think about it. And it will be interesting to see what choices you make over the weeks. And that's the exciting thing about it, because people won't know until obviously the next watch along is over. Then obviously, as I said, you will get to pick. And let everybody know what you've chosen. So, yeah, that's the exciting thing about it. Right, we're going to definitely go because poor Ted is looking at me there with those puppy dog eyes as if to say, come on, Daddy, I need to have a pee. So I have to bring him down. So I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you tomorrow for a Voyage of the Damned. And then we're over on the Irish Geek again. Please do subscribe to the Irish Geek if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. And we will see you soon. So I'll leave you with what's happening tomorrow and then the channel trailer. And we will say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Why not? Just to the end. Just be kind.
And that's tomorrow. Now, don't be crying. I'll bring you out now. Right, here's the channel trailer. Everybody saying goodnight. Say goodnight, Lee.
Good night, Lee.
And I'll say goodnight for Alpha Omega because we probably can't hear him. So good night from Alpha Omega. Say goodnight, Charlotte.
Good night, and good night from Super Doctor because he seems to have disappeared.
Yeah, he just disappeared off the fit, and Super Doctor too. And it's a good night from me. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.